I have to read or get so nervous I'll forget what I want to say. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents. Both of them have passed away, and they love this university so much that all my two brothers, so all three of their children came here and played football under Mike White. I'd like to thank my big brother Oliver. He was and always has been my hero. I was fortunate enough to grow up in the same house with my hero, and I got to follow him around even when he didn't want me to pretty much every school he went to, I followed him. It came time for me to go to college, and I was considering a few other places other than Illinois because I think my coach, Mike White, forgot to recruit me. So after I was taking all my visits, he called home one day and asked me what I was doing, and I said, I think I'm getting ready to sign a letter to UCLA. And then Mike White got on the phone and gave me a call, and then my brother got on the phone and said, hey, you coming here, and that was it. So again, he decided what I was doing. I'd like to thank my teammates for playing with me and putting me in the Hall of Fame. Without playing hard with those guys, learning how to play the game, and us winning the Big Ten championship was one of the biggest honors of my life. I think in the 1983 season, we were picked to take 9th out of 10. And nobody expected us to do anything, but we have a coach that convinced us and tricked us into believing that we were the best team in the country. And he kept telling us that and kept telling us that, and then as we knocked off 7 ranked teams, we started believing what he was saying. I don't really know if he believed it at the time, but he sold it to us and it started working out. Mike White is here tonight. Where are you at, Coach? Stand up. We're going to give you a round of applause because you're one of the greatest coaches we ever had. That's my guy. He taught me how to read defenses, how to study, how to go to class. He would have people follow us to class to make sure we went to class. I played on a team that were 17-1 at home. So when you came in our house, you were losing. We got beat one time, and it's I don't know, 30, 35 years later, I'm still pissed off that we lost the home game. Sorry, Coach, we tried. In our time, we were in the Big Ten, we were 22-5. Now, you guys know how tough the Big Ten is. Now, imagine this. I lost to Michigan once. I lost to Purdue once. I lost to Ohio State once. And I lost to Iowa twice. That's it. We didn't lose to anybody else. When you came here to play us, you was going to get a handful. And we made sure when you came in our house, you was going home upset. That's Mike White, baby. I want to thank my family for coming. They came here from Wisconsin, my wife from Los Angeles, my 2 boys, and my daughter drove in from Iowa. I love you guys, and you guys make me happy like when I play football at this place every day. I'm in 3 Hall of Fame. This is my 4th one. This is the last one, but this is the one that I covered it the most. I'm in the NCAA Hall of Fame, I'm in the CFL Hall of Fame, and I'm in the JC Hall of Fame. But this was the only one where I'm actually home. I grew up here, my brothers went here, I learned how to be a young adult. I'm still trying to grow into manhood. It's taking me a little longer, but I'm trying. I'm almost done. My first week here, my first 2 weeks here, I learned a lot. What I learned my first week here was I went into the gym and I was playing basketball in Impey. And I just got an apartment. I had never been away from home. So I go home, I had a little roommate. And we win all our basketball games the first day. So I go back home and I go, oh man, these guys in Illinois don't have nothing for me, right? The next day I go back, we win all the games again. And my roommate goes, I go, man, you guys in Illinois can't play basketball. I said, I win every game and don't lose, right? And he goes, well, who are you playing with? And I said, well, a couple dudes and this tall, skinny black dude, right? And he goes, well, who is he? He said, what did he look like, right? And he goes, oh man, that's Eddie Johnson. Right? So the moral to the story is, you can win all the games you want playing basketball as long as you're playing with a dude in the NBA. I'd like to thank a few other people that are here. Al Martindale was my trainer. I loved Al. Al, I never missed a game. I played 35 games here, and sometimes I would walk out on the field with smashed up ribs. Seemed like everything was broken, but somehow that man got me on that field, and I did my thing. I love Coach White like a parent, and I'm honored that he's here. He came all the way from California, and since my parents aren't alive anymore, I'm honored that my in-laws are here and my coach is here. So thank you very much. I love this university. Oh, one more thing. I'd like to thank Josh for putting together a Hall of Fame. This is the University of Illinois. We had some of the greatest athletes that ever walked the face of the earth. And he put this together. I was fortunate enough to meet some of the greatest players. One day I was summoned to Mike White's office, and somebody came and got me out of class. And it was about a 15-minute walk from my class over to the stadium. So when I was summoned, I'm thinking, okay, I got to go to the coach's office. So what did I do, right? So that 15-minute walk took about 55 minutes because I was taking little bitty steps, right? Because in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, what did you do? What did you do? Because the last time I got summoned to an office at home, I got my butt whooped because I did something wrong a few times. And usually I did something wrong, so I deserved it, right? So I'm trying to figure out what I did. So I walk in Coach's office, and the secretary's on the phone, and she points for me to sit in the chair. So I sit down in the chair, and I'm thinking, oh no, she just made me sit down, right? So after about 10 minutes, she told me to go in Mike White's office. So the hallway is about probably 10 to 15 feet. But it took me about 15 minutes to get there because I'm still trying to figure out what I did wrong. So I sit down, and Mike White points for me to sit down, so I sit down, and he's on the telephone. I don't know if he remembers this. And I'm waiting for him to talk. I think he's talking to my mother because I'm still trying to figure out what I did wrong, right? So Mike hands me the phone. I get on the phone and I say hello, and Red Grange was on the phone. Yes, I got to talk to Red Grange in Mike White's office in 1983. And he said he was proud of our football team and he loved how hard I played. That's one of the greatest honors. That was the nicest man. I met Bobby Mitchell before. I met J.C. Caroline before. I met some of the greatest athletes that ever lived and walked, and they played at this school. In closing, when the university hired our chancellor, I sent him a text. He didn't know who I was. I sent him a text and told him, you just joined the greatest university in the world. I told him, I said, we're top 25 in the world, top 10 in the United States of America. I said, welcome here. I said, you make sure you get our programs back on track.